on today's episode of Afterthought, My Hero Academia, episode 93, Operation New Improv Moves. So if Shadow Magic beats Shadow and Fallen Angel beats Shadow Magic, are they implying that Mushroom beats Angel? Revealing that the first half of this season is an arc comprising a battle between Class 1A and 1B, I knew for a fact we were gonna get to see some unique quirks, but gotta say, wow, just wow. I mean, when you see a new character that is a literal page of manga, I don't know about you, but that gets me excited. Now, in a clash between the hero courses, last week's battle is just a little too close for comfort. Like I said, while the main takeaway of this arc, at least for me, is the introduction of new characters as well as their personality and their quirks, that doesn't mean I can stand idly by and see the people we've come to know and love take the L's. That's why I was so impressed with Froppy last week. She was able to take charge of this bad situation that they were put into and narrowly escaped with the victory. But we have to remember the main purpose of this training exercise. It's a teachable moment. Although they won, it was far from perfection, so while going over the results of this mock battle, each person has something they can work on, especially when it comes to Kaminari. But the thing I'm enjoying most of all is actually the development in Shinzo's character. Not only was he able to ascertain his own weaknesses, but it looks like he's trying to evolve, learn from this fight, and improve upon his own abilities. Something that everyone has taken notice of. His resolve truly seems to be infectious. Everyone is getting ready for their own battles in their own ways. Hell, even the teachers have taken notice. Midnight can't seem to control herself. But let's get down to business. Today's battle between Class 1A and 1B, besides it being primarily a flashback in Tokiyami's tutelage under Hawks as well as developing his new move, I gotta say, Class 1B is giving 1A a run for their money, which is actually quite surprising considering the fact that 1A is stacked. I mean, we have the powerhouse Tokiyami and Dark Shadow, right? We have the literal smartest student in Class 1A with Yairozu. In a game of capture the other person, nobody can beat Toru. Just take off your gloves and boots and you're fucking invisible. And then we have Aoyama. Now I gotta say, honestly, given his peculiarities, he definitely has earned my respect. That nice broship that him and Deku seem to have formed, I like it. But honestly, the smarts, the bronze, the stealth, I mean, we have a good team, but it looks like maybe Class 1B has focus on that, their actual teamwork. Now, right off the back, they are starting to lay these plans in motion, starting with Kyoriro. This completely shadow figure is already playing mind games with Tokiyami, proclaiming due to their shared affinity, they are destined rival. This is already laying the groundwork for his upcoming plan. Class 1A's heaviest hitter is now working under the assumption that he himself is the target, and this is actually part of his plan. I mean, like, how else would a guy get a name like the scheming hero Vanta Black? So with Tokiyami distracted, Shihai's plan gets set into motion. He actually goes after Aoyama. This leads us to our flashback in uncovering Tokiyami's new move. Now in this flashback, we get to see his internship both times under the tutelage of Hawk, or at least lack thereof. Now we know as the audience that Hawks is an undercover agent. He's a fucking spy. So gathering intel plays a huge part in whether or not he can survive in the League of Villains if he can ever infiltrate them. So somebody who has come in direct contact with them is a perfect way to gather that. Enter Tokiyami. Now I do like the birds of a feather type speech he gives him. I just don't enjoy the cold shoulder, and neither does Tokiyami. So when he gets a call back, while apprehensive, he still goes. This time with newfound determination to keep up with the number 2. Now Hawks is quick to take notice of this. While his boasting earlier was partially true, a certain percentage of it was the fact that he saw potential in Tokiyami. This birds of a feather type thing goes a little bit further. Those who could fly should. And this is where we get the unveiling of his new move. Now the concept of Dark Shadow is actually interesting. I've thought about that before. Is he floating? Is he just attached? And I mean, could he ever fly with him? That was a real distinct possibility. And it looks like it has come true. The fact that Dark Shadow does float. So utilizing a cape not only as the lift factor, but also keeping Dark Shadow from the sun would actually allow Tokiyami to fly, which comes in clutch to save Aoyama, who in turn unleashes a buffet of stomach lasers in an attempt to stop the Shadow Man. This was until an infectious breakout of fungi begins begins to appear on Class 1A. But even scarier than Little Miss Toadstool is the fact that this is all going according to Kendo's plan. I gotta say, she is giving Momo a run for her money. Like I said, I knew I was gonna enjoy this arc. This series has some of the best character design and powers. They're so fucking random and unique. I mean, a guy who can create or summon a shadow and a guy who literally can move inside of them, a girl who can enlarge her fist, another one can sprout mushrooms, and don't forget manga. I mean, my God, gotta say, I am looking forward to the results of this battle next week. Can Createe come up with some kind of plan? Or will Class 1A suffer its first loss? I have no clue, but I can't wait to find out. So with all that being said and more My Hero Academia next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.